sips drink. So my son doesn't need drinks. Did you hear of the father who evaporated? Did you? He'll be missed. Oh my gosh, my jokes are funny. Hiya, majama, guys, my fellow men, let me tell you one secret. Dad is destiny. Dad is destiny. I repeat again. Dad is destiny.
I am a father of two. I think in terms of fatherhood, I'm a bit more advanced. Because my oldest is 10, my youngest is 4.
Yeah.
And from the conversations I've had so far, I think a lot of the guys have either toddlers or younger.
Except Walter.
But yes, this is a senior member. I just want to speak a little bit about what George has mentioned. So we talk about helplessness. Sorry, I forgot to mention, I'm a bit of a rambler. So sometimes my thoughts are all over the place, but just bear with me. It ends well. So when we talk about helplessness, it's one of those things that, and I was just speaking to Walter a few minutes ago. Like, what is the definitive good father? Like, do we have an ideal picture of what a good father is? Because the demands of life on a new father are different from the demands of preteen, from the demands of someone who's still supporting, say, a young adult. Because keep in mind, you're a father. Fatherhood is, or parenting, or parent age, I don't know if that's a word, is one of those things that you do for life. There's no return policy on children. Whether you're ready or not, the baby's on the way, so you have to get ready, right? But then again, like he says, there's no blueprint for this thing. There's no manual of any sort. So I think we also need to look at ourselves, even as we speak about that issues. We need to realize that mistakes are inevitable. Why do I say mistakes are inevitable? It's important to realize that because we have to be a bit kinder to ourselves because we don't know how life unfolds.
Yeah.
Right? As I've grown older, I've gravitated a little bit towards more philosophical discussions. And I remember something that was very profound. So I don't know who said this, but they said, life can only be understood backward, in retrospect, but it can only be lived forward. So it's like we are prisoners of the present, right? And how the present unfolds for you is very different from how it unfolds for someone else.
Yeah.
So, and fatherhood is one of those things that brings together so many things or so many aspects of life that we may or may not have control over, right? So there's, you could have a boy, you could have a girl at the very simplest. If you look at it as a dichotomy, you could have a boy, you could have a girl, right?
Yeah.
You could have a healthy baby, you could have
Sickly baby.
You could have a sick baby, you could have a child with special needs. You could have a different set of circumstances. You could be wealthy, you could be poor. You could be well educated, maybe you're not as well educated as you might want, you may have wished to be. You may have had daddy issues. You may have come from maybe more conventional upbringing. So all these things come together in the kind of experience that you give your child.
Yeah.
So with all these different aspects of life unfolding differently for different people, I think it is more or less guaranteed that there's gonna be mistakes, right? So I think we need to be a little bit kind in the way we assess fatherhood and our, let me say, if it's performance, like our performance as fathers, to leave room for that kind of variability, right? Because there's no manual, there's no blueprint, there's no right or wrong answers, there's no answer sheet. So you deal with the issues as they unfold, doesn't it?
I always say this, it doesn't matter the situation, it doesn't matter whether it was an oops baby, it doesn't matter whether you're not together anymore with your partner, it doesn't matter whether you're co-parenting, it doesn't matter whether you're together. As long as you bring someone into the world, you have decided, or whatever the circumstance, to be honest, and someone is, you brought someone to life, this young boy or girl, it is your responsibility, as a man and as a woman, but I'm talking to men, right? It is your responsibility to be there for this person. And I cannot stress enough how Dad is Destiny. There's actually a book that I came across. It's called Dad is Destiny. It's by Simon Bovey. And it so happened that someone gifted me this book 3 years ago. And I was not a dad yet, of course, 3 years ago. My son is turning 2 in a couple of months. And the funny thing is, this is just how destiny works, I guess, is I came across the book. I was going through my stuff, and then I saw the book. It was actually in one of my travel bags, like the bag that I always travel with. There's this compartment in the bag that I put things that I really value, because when I travel, I like to read and stuff. But then this book, I had completely forgotten about it. So I came across it the other day. Not the other day, I think my son was about 3 months. And I came across it and I was like, this is destiny, because it came at the right time when I needed to read something like that. And that book is wonderful. It really has really nice, amazing pointers on fatherhood, especially in the African setting that we know or we've grown up in. So I cannot stress enough again how important it is for the growth and the development of a young child, right? That your presence, your time, your dedication as a man goes a long, long way in nurturing these kids. They look up at you as their protector. They look up to you, rather, as their protector. They look up to you as the provider. They look up to you as the guy who's just, especially young boys really look up to their dads. Like every young boy can tell you their dad is their hero. We are like Superman to them. So we give them that confidence. We give them that, so that roughness that they need sometimes, that carelessness, that's very valuable still. It's just, it's so invaluable, your presence and your touch as a man to a kid. So again, I'd say just try and be as present, no matter the circumstance, as you can. It will go a long, long way in developing this child.
I don't stay with my kids.
Yeah.
So every now and then I'll go see them and hang out. And there's a song that you're going to perform today that it really resonated with me, that I'm not there. So I am giving I can see. My profession is acting. So I've done these scripts, and when you're doing the background of your character, yeah, this guy, he didn't grow up with his father. This is why.
You're like, oh gosh, that is me.
Yeah, that is me. Wow. And we also had a conversation with a guy called Sed who just
Had to leave, yeah.
Yeah, had to leave. But he said, gave me comfort in saying, whatever amount of time you spend with your kid, and maybe you can agree or disagree with me, but whatever time I spend with my kid, I just be present.
Yes.
And whatever it is, it's going to be significant.
Yes.
And I can sit with that, accept it, and move.
I always say the best thing you can give to your kids, as dads, the most precious thing is time.
It's time.
Not any material stuff. Just be there.
Yeah.
As a dad.
Yeah.
And spend time with them.
Yeah.
Vulnerability as a man is a strength, to be honest. It is a big, big strength in how you show your son love. I'm saying son because I have a son. My apologies. How you show your kid love, how you show your kid affection, how you show them, just how you're there for them and how they see you also love them, how they see you love their mother, people around you, and just showing them that being vulnerable is actually strength. Express yourself as a man, as a young man, express your feelings, and learn also to control your feelings from a young age. When you keep so much inside you as a man and you don't want to really express it out, then you don't know how, when it comes out, you don't know how to control it.
I do to deserve all this? I will give you my everything. Who knew I could feel love like this? Siwezi pendwa, vile mnanipenda, siwezi teta, nishatosheka. Can never be better than this, 'cause you love me for free. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you love me for free. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mine was actually to answer his question. He raised a concern of, where it's actually affected his relationships, not feeling ready or not knowing what, like, if you can handle it, are you man enough? Are you, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, what you're saying is literally what every dad
goes through.
here has gone through. And actually, the person I had this discussion with is my good friend here. It's called Coach Webster. When we got our wives pregnant, dude, we all panicked. We're like, what the? I'm barely an adult myself. I've just figured out how rent works. I've just figured out. Now you're telling me I have to take care of another human being and raise them, in this world.
Yeah.
And when I look back at let's say, like now my dad's family, there are 6 kids, all of them have kids. My mom's side, there are 6 kids, all of them have kids, And what gives me encouragement is like, not all of them were perfect, but they all did their best, they did what they could. And another thing, which is now I want to relate to our life here in the gym, is that when you have a challenge, I promise you, it makes you better. Yes. I am the entrepreneur that I am today because of my son.
Yeah.
I was very comfortable before. I could pay my bills. Mm-hmm. I could, as long as you have food and you enjoy your money, you don't think too much, you're not very aggressive. But now the moment the kids come, you're like, this guy has to go to school somewhere and has to be somewhere, nice, better than what I got. This guy needs hospital bills, have to be paid, all this. So there's a switch. You won't see it happen. It just happens like that. And I'm pretty sure every dad here can tell you that the moment the kids came, how hard you worked, or even how you thought, and how your relationship with money and just how you handle things, it changes on its own. You don't worry about that. If the kid comes, yes, you'll be scared. But don't worry, it'll sort itself. And the way you'll challenge yourself, even in your business, in your line of music, you'll find yourself maybe used to sleep 10 hours a day. You'll find yourself awake writing music.
Yeah.
You'll just find yourself, something has woken you up.
Huh?
Find yourself singing in the middle of
I am the
middle of
perfect example.
it'll just happen. So don't be afraid of it. It's good to be ready. It's good to be ready-ish, but you're never ever 100% ready. And I'd actually, because the only person who I felt I resonated really well with was Coach. We had that conversation, and it was such a deep conversation because we had both experienced exact same fear.
Yeah.
I told my dad that he rent. Now I was living in a house where I was paying X amount, and even the furniture I had at the time, is for one person, one spoon, one plate, one glass. And you're telling me now I have to move into a house that can accommodate not one, not two, but 3 extra people. It's scary, but somehow you're able to you'll raise to the challenge.
Man, that's amazing. Thank you so much for that.
As you
Again, dad is destiny.